The Chieftain of Chimichangas versus the Mad Titan. This on ComicPOP. Hello, population, and welcome to Off the Rack. I am Sal.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
Been a while, but we're back, and we're doing Deadpool versus Thanos #1. Written by Tim Seeley with art by Elmo Bondoc. Outside of Secret Wars Marvel story. They even give you continuity, which I thought was nice. They're like, this is before you all knew all different Marvel. This is before all that. And it's just a story in time. And they take two characters that who cares? Like, really, when it took place, it's just something to see.
Two way OP characters.
Exactly. But in very different ways.
Oh, yeah.
And you kind of get that impression within, like, the first two pages. What were your thoughts, your feelings about Deadpool versus Thanos #1?
It's an alright story. It's interesting to see these characters teamed up. Well, teamed up because in a way it's a versus, but in a way it's not, because they're both competing for the hand of Lady Death. And it appears that Lady Death is in a pickle. So, it's interesting to see how both of these characters react to that.
Yeah. This is not a book that I would normally go buy myself, but I thought it's kind of interesting, and I thought our fans would enjoy it, so why not jump in? And we got a lot of different characters, we got a lot of action, and quite a bit of story for a book that has verses in the title. I was surprised by that.
I like this book a lot. I apparently like Deadpool a lot. So if you're a population member and you like Deadpool, then I'm with you. I thought this was fun. I liked using Mistress Death as the impetus between the two of them meeting. I don't know. I thought it was fun. I like seeing Deadpool dealing with a very serious character, like a character who typically isn't taken in a comical sense, even though he looks comical. I can't explain it, but I like it.
It's interesting. Deadpool's really easy to get wrong. It's easy for writers to kind of go oh right, he's funny and he's quippy and he's violent, and I'll just do that. I've seen Deadpool done right, and I've seen Deadpool done really, really wrong. This is not in the wrong spectrum. I think it was definitely... it's funny, his quips and stuff, the Deadpool characterization didn't feel forced at all. It felt very natural. And not natural as in a comedian was really being amazing. It was more it felt like Deadpool's voice, which I find really hard to grasp most of the time. What'd you guys think of the writing for this book?
The dialogue back and forth was really fun. I liked a lot of the quips that he was making. I don't know, it seemed very Deadpoolish.
Yeah, I thought the voices were all pretty spot on. Doom was a little weird. There's Dr. Doom's in the book, pre-Godhood, of course. And it's odd. There's a lot of oddness in that one story point there.
I'd never come across Black Talon before.
No, that's... What a weird character. And what a weird choice. And clearly it's deliberate. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. a lot of weird stuff happening. But it feels natural in the context of the story. It doesn't feel like the writer is just trying to be bizarre. Or if he is, at least he's doing a good job of it.
I thought I was going to be really irked by the fact that this story I had seen on an episode of Family Guy, where death is taken out of commission and therefore no one could die. And I was like, oh, really? We're just going to do that, but with Deadpool? I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, so... It ended up not really bothering me at all, but that was immediately when they started making reference to the fact that no one could die. I was like... I saw that, but it doesn't really matter. I like this more so than that episode anyway. The cutaway scenes to him dealing with Mistress Death, the whole thing. I thought the story was laid out really well.
Him in his near-death state, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
with his porno stash. And...
Right, where he's in the love shack.
Yeah.
That was interesting. It was fun. Tim Seeley's Deadpool strikes me as the same Deadpool as the Ghost one from your Howling Command of the
Toll and Buns.
Yeah.
Is it because the story itself embraces so much of what Deadpool is, rather than the story, all of the story being the straight man and Deadpool being the funny guy?
Right. No. I just liked Deadpool's voice. I think I like Deadpool's reaction to the world around him, although the world seems to bend depending on how ridiculous he's being.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the art for this book?
Very consistent and well done.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was very evocative of the character. I think it balanced that line of being a cartoon, but also serious. Thanos needs to be taken seriously, and by that I mean in his own context. He thinks he needs to be taken seriously, and so as such, he could be drawn kind of buffoonish. In this, everyone looks consistent and great. Deadpool, this is a good artist for Deadpool, I think.
I did, for the longest time, it took me to realize that the Mistress Death in the beginning was a statue, and not actually her.
Oh.
I thought it was her, but then I was like, at the end of the book, I was like, why the hell would they team up?
Right.
If she's right there.
Yeah.
And I had to go back, I was like, it's a statue. He
Oops.
just has a statue placed in the weirdest place on a ship.
Yeah.
Also, his ship's a giant H.
Yeah.
Deadpool on the phone, like, I love that whole sequence. He's looking in the fridge, he's putting the TV on, like, I like the way the artist handles Deadpool, in the sense that, like, Deadpool is truly, like, an everyday kind of guy who just happens to not be able to die.
I enjoyed the story, but it didn't really hook me as much. Then, not really. But if you're digging on Deadpool, definitely get this book.
Yeah, I feel the same way. If you like Deadpool, you're on. If you don't, you're not going to read this.
I think if you like Deadpool, or if you're looking for a break from the seriousness of the Marvel Universe, then maybe you might want to pick this up, because it is very much that. It is a nice break. My only complaint would be in the one of the times they mentioned Doctor Strange, a panel is covering the art for him. So,
yeah,
that sucks. But I mean, like, other than that, like,
do you think they possibly did that on purpose?
I think they did. I think people could be on board for this. I mean, like, it's got a little bit of everything, but like, if you're looking for something absolutely ridiculous, then go forward. But if you're not, this is probably not going to be for you.
So this could be a good jumping on point where it's like, it's not so far out of the realm of ridiculousness.
I don't know if it's a good jumping on point.
Well, if you're interested in Deadpool, this might be like, because you don't really need any context for the character.
No, you don't need any context for the character. You're right there, and it's interesting that they're pairing up two characters who are going to play heavily in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not heavily, but Deadpool's is getting his own movie, even though Marvel isn't involved directly. And of course, Thanos is going to be our big bad. So I think that's really interesting that they're kind of playing ball.
Yeah.
There. So.
Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. We'll see you guys next time in another episode of Off the Rack. I am Sal.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
Keep reading.